In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to make your very own custom liveries in BeamNG for both the Pigeon and the F4 car. The process might look a little bit complicated, but it's actually quite simple. Let's get straight into it. We're going to be doing the Pigeon first, so you're going to need to go and download the template files that I've linked in the description. Then you're going to need to navigate to your BeamNG files. If you don't know where they are, just open BeamNG, and then when the interface pops up, go to Manage User Folder, and then to Open User Folder. It'll take you straight there. And if you don't have a mods folder, also create that. Otherwise, just go into your mods folder, create a folder called Unpacked. In your Unpacked folder, create a new folder for your livery mod that you're going to be making. You can name it to whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to name mine to tutorial. Then we need to go into the new folder that we've just created, and then we're going to need to make another folder, and this one's going to be called Vehicles with all lowercase letters. And then in Vehicles, we need to make the folder for the specific car that we're doing a livery for. So it's the Pigeon this time, and the registry name for the Pigeon is just Pigeon in lowercase letters. So we'll write that, and then we'll go into that folder, and this is where the contents of your zip file will go. So paste your zip file in, and then extract the contents of the zip file. You can just use the default Windows extraction, that works fine. And then you can close that down, go into the folder that it's just created, and then copy out the template folder. That's the one we want to go into the Pigeon folder. So you can paste that in and then delete the other two. We don't need them anymore. We'll rename this folder in a second, but first we're just going to have a look at what's inside the template folder. So you'll see 4 files. The first one is the material file. It defines what the material looks like, and the next one is the JBeam file, which tells BeamNG what your livery is. The next one is the UV map, which shows where the texture will show on your car, and the final one is the actual texture for the livery itself. So we're going to rename the folder to whatever you want, but it's got to be all lowercase and only text and numbers, and this is going to be the registry name that the game uses to detect our livery. So it doesn't have to be complicated and won't show up in game, and then you're just going to replace every time that there's capital template in the names of your files, and then you're going to go into the materials file, and then you're just going to do the exact same thing. Replace every template with whatever you call it. I'm calling mine tutorial, and so you can just go through and replace them all. Make sure you get every single one and that they're all correct, otherwise it will break and won't work in game. And then once you've done that, just save it and close it down, and then we're going to go and we're going to open up our JBeam file and do the exact same thing. There'll be 3 templates in capital letters. I'm just going to replace them with whatever you've chosen to name the livery, but there's also 2 more fields that we need to fill out here. The first one is the name of the author, so just put whatever your name is or whatever you want to put in there, it'll show up in game. And the next one is the actual name of the livery that will appear when you press Ctrl W and pick it in the parts selector, so just put it as whatever you want, whatever you'll know to find when you go into the game. And now we can actually get to the fun part, which is creating the livery. So go and grab your UV map and paste it into whatever image editing software you want. Doesn't really matter, you could use Photoshop, you could use Paint. I'm going to use PowerPoint. I'm just going to do something real simple here so we can see how it works. I'm going to add some text to the side of the truck, and then after that we'll put it in game and we'll see how it looks. There's often a lot of trial and error when it comes to getting the right look that you want, and after that you can just export your image in whatever program you're using, go and find where your texture file is, and then just replace it with the exact same name, because that's what the materials is looking for, that name for that file. And then just save it, and then you can go and open up BeamNG and it should be in game. If it doesn't show up in game for whatever reason, then either your folder structure is incorrect or you've not put the right registry names in when you replace all of the things. So you can just spawn in on any map, doesn't really matter, and then you can spawn in the Pigeon. We have our Pigeon in game now, and we can get a good look at the car, and then press Ctrl W to open up the parts selector, and then go to the paint design drop down box there, and then pick your livery. It should be whatever you named it in the JBeam, so you can click it and it will apply, and then you can see the car is still green. The in-game vehicles decide to overlay the colors over the livery for some reason, so you can just go into the color selection area and then just make sure that all of the things are white, so you get the correct colors showing through on your car. And there you go, that's the livery that we made in PowerPoint. You can see the subscribe text is still on the side, And so once you've figured out how to do that and you're at this stage, you can go ahead and create whatever you want. The Formula 4 process is very similar, so you're going to have to download the template that I have in the description for that. And because it's a mod, you're also going to have to download the mod for the vehicle. It's a very good mod and I definitely recommend you getting it. And so the process is the exact same, except of course the folder isn't called Pigeon, it's called FR04. And then from then on you do the same process as earlier, bring in your files and extract them, and then rename them to whatever you want. You'll notice that the file templates are a little bit different because each vehicle has their own way of formatting things, and then you can go and you can create whatever livery you want, and it's the exact same but just with a different structure to the files. And then also, if you want to get a cool reflective metallic or glossy effect like this Alpine livery that I made here has, then you're also going to need to make a metallic map, which is this black and white map here, where the white areas are where it's reflective and the black areas are where it's normal. And then you can go into your materials file and replace the metallic factor equals 0 with metallic factor equals 1, and then copy the lines below but change the names to whatever the file names of your car is. And then you can change how reflective it is with the roughness factor below. At the moment it's 0.3. The closer to 0 you get, a little bit shinier, and the closer to 1 you get is more matte. And that's it for this video. I hope you were able to create a livery successfully. If you've got any questions or other tutorial requests, let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed the video and watched till this far, please consider subscribing to the channel. It really does help out a ton. And I'll be making plenty more of these tutorials on BeamNG and all the cool things you can do with this game. So until next time, see ya!